Everyone. Okay, good afternoon to those who are just joining us. Today we are going to hear from Tony Chiggz Jnr. In short, he's called Tony Chiggz. Is it Chiggz or Chiggz? Hello, are you hearing me, Tony?
No, it's actually Tony Chiggz. It's actually Tony
Chiggz.
Chiggz.
Okay,
Yes, I
Tony
can hear you
Chiggz.
properly. That's fine.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So a very good afternoon to those who are just joining us. The viewers, they are yet to be many, but I'm sure with time they will come on board. So
Yes.
at 22, we understand from what we are reading here, you are now operating or you are now having your own newspaper, your own online newspaper. Can you take us through when did you start operating? And maybe in brief, people might want to know who is this Tony. So somehow you are going to help us in brief. When did you start? And also from there up until now, you might also want to give us a picture of what I mean, the business which you offer, because some of the people we don't know much when it comes to newspapers and this online thing. So first things first, a brief introduction of yourself, and then maybe a bit background of your business. Over to you, Mr. Tony.
All right. So, thank you for having me around. Thank you very much for hosting me. Okay, as you have mentioned, my full name actually is Tony Chiggz Jnr. But well, in short, somewhere in high school, they just started calling me Chiggz, and it has since be the name which is now known. And initially, it was around 2018. I joined with my partner. I appreciate Donald Jerry. So I came up with this plan. Initially, I had a passion for technology. So what we did, I thought of guys who I could actually get on board, and then I called Donald and my other colleagues. Initially, we were about 6. So I called up for a meeting, and I was like, guys, so here's what we have in. Here's my plan. What do you think? How do you think we can actually put it across? And then we set up a meeting. We discussed. So initially, I just wanted a magazine, a newspaper is all. And some of my guys were like, you know what? We cannot really have a proper magazine, a proper online platform. Why? Because we don't have resources. Some of these things will require us to have researches, etc. Of which initially my passion really was in technology. So Donald, I think at that moment was like, no, for now, how about if we just focus on a niche? We just have a technology magazine. And I was like, no, it's fine. And also, so we started coming up with a name and we wanted something, our local audience could relate with. And that's how the name Taziva came about, because we wanted a Shona name. We are now tired of those English fancy words. Because if you actually look at it, companies like in Italy, Germany, they actually use their proper language. And then they actually make us understand what we are trying to do.
Are you hearing me there?
So that was our plan. Like, yeah, I can hear properly. So after now, late 2018, that's when we started having our online platform. And as time went on, we're like, guys, yeah, we understand this is actually quite good, but how about if you actually have a proper company? So initially we were just called Taziva Online, the online aspect being having news online, technology news. So yeah, that's how we thought of moving on, and yeah, things has been fruitful since then.
So tell me something. I understand your publication. We in newspaper business, we have many categories. At the newspaper media houses, they will be covering all those categories. We have sports, we have business, we have culture, we have these main news, local, international. But from the way I checked on your newspaper, it seems you are concentrating on two, which is business and technology. Why picking
Yes,
those
very much.
two? Yes, why picking those two?
Yes, as I have mentioned before, we were not really trying to target the whole market, but as I've mentioned, we're only targeting a niche because we feel there's more that still needs to be done in the world of technology, especially here in Africa. So our goal really was just to we just told ourselves, guys, what if for now, you don't know what the future holds, if you know what I mean. So if we were just like, guys, you know what, for now, how about if we just focus on a niche, just focus on a certain sector? Because I believe other publications like sports, be it sports, entertainment, etc., they are saturated, if I may say, in Zimbabwe. Even our national papers, if I may say, we have the likes of Herald Newsday, just to mention but a few. But if you now want to look at the technology, for example, we don't even have a hard copy technological paper in Zimbabwe. So it's a gap that we actually noticed, and we thought of, guys, why don't we actually just come up with something like that, which focus on a niche? Because other areas, well, we think that they're doing quite well there, and we're just trying to fill a gap.
So, considering that at times network challenge in our country, and at times with power outages, load shedding, and all that kind of challenges which are associated with technology. So far, since you started 2018 up until now, are there significant challenges which you might have faced or which you are facing, and how are you managing to overcome them?
Challenges will always be there. I understand, even if we even to go big, demons will always be there, challenges will always be there, but it now depends with magnitude. Because I understand, let me give, for example, Econet, as big as it is, I believe it has its own challenges, which may be now just different from ours. So I would not want to call them challenges per se, but yes, we can just say they are there. And especially right now, um, our internet tariffs, I believe, compared to other countries, even here in Africa, they are still not favorable yet. They are not conducive, especially for small sectors like us. At times, we actually find it very expensive, even to be online. So yeah, it's something that we have to deal with. But I would not really, as I've mentioned, I would really not want to call them obstacles. But well, I believe it's actually part of business. Yeah, it's actually, so the best way we can actually do is to come up with strategies which can actually help us to, to maneuver and to keep us going. But I understand challenges everywhere, every stage, they will always be there, but they're just different. Yeah.
So far, since you launched your online newspaper in 2018 up until now, 2020, this is the month of May, the visibility of your newspaper, are you managing to also make known on the market share there? How are you performing? And are you facing any competition as of now, as we speak right now? If you are getting me, are you getting me? Maybe I can rephrase my question. Are you getting me right now?
You can start again. You can start again.
Okay, I will rephrase my question. You talked
Yes.
of having a niche, which is very
Yes.
good. Usually, when we are talking of a niche in marketing, you try by your best to pick a segment where there are many players in that area.
Exactly. Exactly.
You provide it to the market. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Yes.
but now from 2018 when you launched your business up until now, 2020 May, are you facing any competition as we speak? Or so far you are one of the major players who are providing this online newspaper facility in Zimbabwe?
Okay, yeah. Also, I think that's actually one of the advantages of being a niche. It's not a well-saturated area, so meaning that even if we were to have competition in players, there are still quite a few. Though, yeah, I would really want to appreciate. Yeah, we have one or two, but I understand. I think we've been doing quite well lately. Um, though I cannot really say we are now being as that is, we're now big in a way that we actually recognize as a national newspaper or as even the mouthpiece of my country. But I understand with our players right now, yeah, I think we're doing quite well. We're doing quite well, and we're growing every day. We can notice if in our traffic day by day we're increasing, and at times we're even recognized in other publications as well. So I think we're doing good, especially for a startup. We just started. We're nearly 2 years somewhere there, and I think we're doing relatively quite well. Though to be frank, I cannot really say we are there yet, but I think we're gaining ground day by day. I think we're improving.
Then the other thing which I wanted to ask, because I'm sure we just want everyone who is viewing us, who is following us as we speak right now, just to get to understand, when you guys who are in online business, online newspaper, online this and online that, there is this issue to do with traffic. And you are mentioning that I'm sure you're doing very well when it comes to traffic. Are you able to just make those people who don't know uh, this issue of traffic, what will you be speaking about when you're talking of traffic?
Well, basically, traffic, in general, maybe just for them to understand, traffic really is just the number of people who visit, be it your website, your channel, YouTube. So basically, it's recorded in statistics, be it in hour, day, weekly, or monthly. But in general, these are just viewers, people who read your articles, who see your channel, and who you interact with. I think in general, that's what it is all about. Yes.
But if I may ask, Mr. Tony,
Yes.
what what drove you to then opt for this business, considering that at one time, um, as a third developed country or in our continent, some of the resources might not be as at the same level with maybe the Western world. What drove you to then start this noble idea of maybe running your own online newspaper? What was the drive? What was the reason?
Still on that note, there's actually a quote which I received from my friend 2 days ago. It was from Twitter actually. It captioned, "We are the children from the third world country, but with the first class mindset." So I believe it's never really about the environment, but it's about the mindset that you have. Because Nigeria is in the same economy that is crashing, which other people actually making it. So I believe at the end of the day, it's never really about you come from, but
Yeah,
which what you are composed of. So for me, I never considered my damn thing.
I'm sure we are still together there. Are you still there,
Okay,
Mr. Tony?
okay. I was
It seems we might have Briefly lost him, but we will help. We hope he will come back. Are you hearing me
Yeah.
now, Mr. Tony? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you loud and
You were explaining something to do with what you discovered from your friend Twitter, something like that.
yes, there's a friend of mine by the name Rinyararo. She showed me a tweet which captured we're the children from the third world country, but with a first class mindset. So I was just saying it's never about where we come from really, but we're what we're from, but it's about what we're composed of. So for me, where I come from is never really determined how I think, how I plan my things. You know, there's a Bible verse also which says, as a man thinketh, so is he. A man really is what he spends most of his time thinking about, not where he comes from. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
understanding you.
so one mentality I grew up with, I never allowed my environment to determine how I think. So with that now being installed in my mind, I've made other plans which are even afraid to tell people at times because they'll be like, do you know what you're saying? You know what I mean? So for me, there's never been about where I come from, what's surrounding me, but my mindset. Yeah.
So at 22, and you are running your
Yes.
own business, your own online business. Tell me something. Do you have a staff establishment? Are you employee? Are you having staff? Is your business having some employees as we speak, or you are just operating on your own? Which is which? Yeah.
I would not want to call them employees. I prefer the word teammates. I have a team, and I need to acknowledge Ovein. Yeah, he's my brother. He's been doing stuff for me. Donald, Jerry. Yeah, those have been some of the people that have been working very close to me. And for now, I don't really prefer the word employees. I prefer the word team because we work together as a team. We bring ideas together, and you know how it is. I don't believe in that. Yes, if I may say.
So tell me something. Do you have any plans to expand your business, to expand it maybe in line with this media industry? I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
instead of this online newspaper
Mm.
activities, do you have some plans to then expand it to have maybe so that you compete with the other big and powerful media houses, the Herald, Daily News, Newsday, you name all those kind of big media houses in Zimbabwe. Any plans to then broaden your scope?
Yes, very much. And I think we've actually since started expanding. As I've mentioned, initially we were Taziva Online, but we've since changed to Taziva Technology. We are now having a situation whereby we now offer technology services, be it web designing, development, hosting, digital marketing. We actually, as I've mentioned, my team, we now want to have a proper technology company whereby we actually offer those technology related services. So yeah, we have hosting, email, you can mention them. So to make sure that we're on the scale, we compete with those big giants. We've since engaged experts in different areas, be it in designing, graphic designing as well, web hosting. We've since engaged people who are experts in different areas to make sure that we will compete with those who are doing very well in the market as well.
So, do you offer some promotions? Do you offer some discounts? Your visibility? Do you have some maybe this online thing? You need to help me a bit. Do you have some? I mean, things like the road shows, discounts, promotions. I mean, when it comes to marketing, how are you pushing your service so that your target market is then noticing your existence?
One thing about having an online business, I would say it's easy to market. There are different methods which you can use. For example, you can even make use of social platforms. You can make use of what's called search engine optimization. So one thing or one advantage of having a business online is there are actually many methods you can actually make use to market your business. So some of the strategies we use sponsored links, that is paying Google to put our stuff out there. We are not really at that stage whereby we use road shows, and well, we don't think we would actually even use those anytime soon. But yeah, we do have promotions and discounts, especially during this COVID crisis. We understand you know business are not doing well, so it's actually upon us, to also assist them as they assist us. Yeah, so we actually, even now as we speak, we have a promotion going on whereby we are offering a certain discount off, a certain percentage off from our services. Yes, we do have those.
I'm left with two questions to ask you. I was
Yes.
trying to link the comments here to the screen there, but I'm not so sure what's happening. The link is not helping us. It's not allowing us. You mentioned about COVID-19, this current deadly pandemic which we are having. And then
Yes.
I'm sorry, maybe the question which I'm going to ask you, it might be a little bit diverted from our discussion, but just to check, we have notable business owners in our country who had to go to an extent of participating in corporate social responsibility. In regard to this pandemic with your company, I don't know, maybe your capacity might yet to be at that level. Any hopes, any plans to also have corporate social responsibility towards the pandemic?
Yes, we have, remind you, we have news. So we've since took it upon ourselves to make sure that the people are well informed of what's happening on the ground, and also the precautions they can actually take to prevent themselves and to protect themselves from this deadly virus. So yeah, we've been on that task, and we've since been keeping people informed and telling them what they need to do to make sure they're safe. Yeah, we also took it upon us to make sure that our clients and the communities who are safe. Yes.
Any plans to then go wider and go international with your business?
I remember one of my partner asking me the same question. To be frank with you, no, we don't. Why? I feel there is need for us to really saturate technology in Africa. I think there's more to be done, and it's upon ourselves to make sure that we reach there. So I would not want a situation whereby, we are there 2 minutes, we're like, we're now going to America, we are now going to. I would appreciate if you had asked if we have plans to go regional, not international. I feel there's really need for us to work our nation, to work our continent as a whole. We don't have plans. That's why the reason why we actually named our company Taziva, it was for us to have that proud in our mother language, to show us we're proud. We don't really need those fancy, Taziva, Shona name. We need to make sure that we're responsible for what happens in our country, what happens in Africa. So yes, regional, yes, we have plans to go regional, but up and until we are sure that Africa and Zimbabwe as a whole is now saturated with technology. Because mind you, our vision as a whole is to make sure that we can easily access anything we want on the palm of our hand. That is using our devices. So we need to make sure we have systems which cater for everything, be it food, be it buying even houses, etc. etc. So we need to make sure that that is all dealt with.
I will ask you this last question whilst I'm trying to put your the product, your service on the screen there, so that the
Yes.
viewers who are following us right now, they will then be assisted when they want to engage you business-wise.
Yes.
Mr. Tony, I understand this newspaper business. At times, there are certain companies which might want their product, their services to be advertised or something like that. Are you providing that service,
Yes.
and how best would they contact you?
Very much, very much. Yes, we are offering those services. They can easily get to us via the numbers appearing on the screen. The first number, which is +263 716 853 300, or they can also get in touch via email, which is admin@tazivaonline.co.zw. Yes, and as I have mentioned before, we are actually offering discounts during this crisis of COVID. We understand it's also our responsibility to make sure that our local corporates, our local businesses get to their feet as soon as possible. So we also took it upon ourselves to make sure that we offer lowest rates, and they can also be able to get back on feet within time. Yes.
It has been awesome. Uh, we we understand a lot of people they were following. Some will then follow this video later on. Your last words as an encouragement. There's something which touched me a lot. At 22 years, you are already, running your own publication. I checked it,
Yes.
and there is an element of exclusivity which is there. You have got an element of uniqueness on your publication as a matter of motivating the upcoming. Those people want to go into business, but some of them they are yet to be decided and all that kind of stuff. When we are saying business, we are not saying they must then come and do the same thing which you are doing. No, I'm just saying in a broader term, what can you advise them so that they don't feel reluctant, but they follow the same route which you yourself follow, which yourself took?
Yes, no, I understand. I actually have people asking me that a lot. But I'll be frank with you, Shui. I believe the biggest drive comes from within. That is obligations. So you find once you have that, that would be the one that would determine your thinking, way of doing things, where you spend your time, what you watch, and um, what you invest your time into. So to be frank with you, I would advise them to find a purpose, an obligation, and with now all that being in place, I think the rest will add up, because what determines the result, it comes from within. It's biblical. Guide your heart from it is the wellspring of life. So I believe it all comes from within, what you believe. You know. So I think the best motivation can come from within. Yeah, of course, we have external factors. You can check those who are doing good, how they're doing it. But I believe the biggest drive, it comes from within. What you know, what you believe in. Yes.
It has been great having you on our show. What we can assure you is that we'll try as much as our best to have you again, maybe in the near future, the nearest, maybe just after lockdown. As a follow-up, we then want to understand, since we, from now going forward, how are you doing your business and all that kind of stuff. So, Mr. Tony, you might say goodbye to our viewers. You answered everything exceptionally well. May the good Lord bless you. We will be signing out the moment you finish saying goodbye to our viewers.
But I thank you very much for having me, Stewie, and also thank you to our clients, to our supporters. They've always been there for us. Thank you for always being there for us, and we make sure that we deliver the best as we can to you. And thank you for your continued support. Thank you very much, Stewie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mr. Tony. Have a good day. May the good Lord bless you.